Hello everyone and welcome once again. We're talking about Warhammer Age of Sigmar. Today on the table, Malign Sorcery's Battle Magic Expansion. We're going to take a look at some of the things that come in this book. You can see I have some of the spells already put together. I had a live show that put these together and did some talks. You can always check that out on my channel. Take a look for it. And I just finished today painting up my Balewind Vortex. Now this is an older model that does not come in the Malign Sorcery's Battle Magic Expansion, but there are the rules for the Balewind Vortex as an endless spell. So anyways, this is, as I said, just painted it up. I'm happy with it. It was a quick paint job, but it does the trick. Okay, anyways, let's take a look at the book. So again, today, what we're going to focus on mostly is the endless spells and how to use them in your games of Age of Sigmar. Endless spells are a special type of spell that the wizard can use. Casting an endless spell creates a magical construct represented by an endless spell model that remains in play until it leaves the battlefield or is unbound. The rules in this section explain how to use the endless spells in your game. So endless spells. If you have an endless spell model and its war scroll, all wizards in your army know that spell in addition to any other spells they know. Rules for all the endless spell models included in this product, plus the Balewind Vortex, can be found on separate accompanying War Scroll cards. And it did. This pack that comes with all this model comes with this book, comes with like a where to get started, all that kind of stuff. And it also comes with all the War Scroll cards. Okay. Endless spell models. Endless spell models are not set up on the battlefield at the start of the game. Instead, when an endless spell is successfully cast and not unbound, the model for the spell is set up on the battlefield. Where and how the endless spell model is set up will be described on its war scroll. If any restrictions make it impossible to set up the endless spell model, the attempt to cast it is unsuccessful. Endless spells have no effect on an army's allegiance. So death can use it, chaos can use it, destruction can use it, order can use it. Unless noted otherwise, an endless spell model cannot be attacked or affected by spells or abilities. It is treated as a friendly model by all armies for any other rules purpose. An endless spell model cannot be moved unless it is a predatory endless spell. See opposite. We'll talk about that in a second. In order to attempt to cast an endless spell, you must have a model for that spell available that is not already on the battlefield. For example, if you have two Balewind Vortex models in your collection and both are on the battlefield, you cannot attempt to cast Summon Balewind Vortex again until at least one of them has been removed from the battlefield. A wizard cannot attempt to cast more than one endless spell in the same turn, even if they are different endless spells. Okay, now, predatory endless spells. Many endless spells are immobile and once cast remain in the same location. However, some can be moved across the battlefield in search of living prey. These are noted as being predatory endless spells. The following rules apply to predatory endless spells. Predatory endless spells are moved at the start of each battle round, after the player determines who will have the first turn, but before the first turn begins. The players alternate picking a predatory endless spell to move, starting with the player who has the second turn. A player must pick a predatory endless spell to move if any are available, but only predatory endless spells that have not yet been moved can be chosen. Once all predatory endless spells have been moved, start the first turn of the battle round. The distance a predatory endless spell can move will be noted on its war scroll. Some predatory endless spells can fly. This too will be noted on the war scroll. Unlike other models, a predatory endless spell can cross the edge of the battlefield when it is moved. However, if it does so, the spell immediately is dispelled. See removing endless spells opposite. The effects and abilities of predatory endless spells are resolved by the player who moved that model that battle round. So, you roll off to see who has priority. Once the priority is determined, the player that is going second is able to take that spell, move it its whatever distance, choose its facing if such thing, and deal it what damage or effect is involved. Now, the great thing about that is it really makes you have to decide, am I going to take priority or am I going to let my opponent take priority? Because sometimes that spell could end up doing a lot of damage to you. I mean, certain ones are D3, other ones block line of sight, there's many issues on a turn-by-turn basis that may have you deciding not to take priority. Okay, now, removing endless spells. An endless spell remains in play until it is removed from the battlefield. An endless spell can only be removed from play if A, a wizard dispels the endless spell as described below. We'll get to that. B, the endless spell crosses the edge of the battlefield when it is moved. See predatory endless spells opposite, right? You move, you come across, you go off the edge, boom, it's gone. C, a model described on the model's war scroll is used to remove the spell from play. My apologies, a method described on the model's war scroll. So, for example, the purple sun, after a while, it ends up exploding. Okay, unbinding and dispelling. A wizard can attempt to unbind an endless spell when it is initially cast as normal. In addition, a wizard can attempt to dispel one endless spell at the start of each of their hero phase. If a wizard attempts to dispel an endless spell, they can attempt to cast one less spell than normal that phase. So the dispelling counts as a spell. In order to dispel an endless spell, first pick an endless spell model within 30 inches of the wizard and visible to them, and then roll 2d6. If the roll is greater than the casting value of the spell, the endless spell is dispelled. An endless spell model cannot be subject to more than one dispel attempts per hero phase. When an endless spell is dispelled, the model is removed from play. The model can then be used again if the same endless spell is successfully cast later in the battle. So, when you roll the 2d6 to try and dispel it, it is whatever the casting value is. It's not what the opposing wizard rolled to cast the spell. It is simply whatever the minimum requirement is to have cast that spell. And that's it, guys. After that, it gets into all your battle plans. Well, maybe we'll save that for another video. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed. Please like, subscribe. Still trying to get those subscribers up. Once we hit 500, we will be doing a giveaway. It will be either a Warhammer Age of Sigmar prize or a Warhammer 40k prize chosen by the winner. They'll get to choose between the two prizes. As we get closer to that 500 subscribers, I will put out a video explaining what it is. But once again, guys, thanks and just have fun with it.